Hey everybody, welcome to Comics from the Future. I'm Andy.
I'm Matt.
We're here with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and this is our big show where we show you some of the biggest and best books that you can pre-order by this weekend. So head on over to infinityflux.net right now. You can start placing your pre-orders for all but one of these awesome books, and we'll get into the
Yep.
details about that very soon. But again, it's super important that you do your pre-orders. That way, you guarantee you get the books you want when they are released. You don't have to worry about them selling out. You know how pre-orders work. If you don't have an account with us, it's super easy to set one up. It's free and it benefits everybody. So we'll get into this week, but first we want to start off with something a little special and a
Yep.
little unique.
And a little exciting. A lot of exciting.
A lot of exciting. Yeah, I don't know if you're a little excited. I'm a lot of excited. We'll start with our Prime Comic pre-orders, even though we'll add an addendum to that.
Right.
First off is Batman of Two Worlds #1. So this is the special book for Batman Day, which I would argue to say this is maybe the biggest thing they've done for Batman Day.
Probably. I think so.
In continuity,
Yeah.
thing other than re-releasing or doing big collected editions or everything. But do you want to get into what this is?
So this is a special book for Batman Day being Saturday, September 19th. So that's when this is going to be available, not before. This will be available on Batman Day, Saturday, September 19th. This is a special story. They announced this at San Diego Comic-Con. We don't know a whole lot about it. We do know that it's going to feature main universe Batman and absolute Batman. They are not going to meet. This is not a universal crossover thing, but they're gonna each be like investigating something, and it's something they're investigating kind of the same thing. So it's almost like two different stories that sort of mirror each other or run parallel to each other. Again, it is not a crossover between two universes, and it's not like one thing is going to lead into the other thing. They are very separate from each other, but their stories are similar, and we're going to see how each one of them handles this, whatever it is that they're investigating. I'm sure they'll have different ways of doing it.
Yeah, so this is going to be really cool because it's kind of celebrating like Batman Day does Batman, but also now that we have Absolute Batman, kind of the two versions of Batman.
Yeah.
We have both very prominent versions of Batman. Now, again, what is unique about this is you cannot pre-order this.
Right.
That's just true across the board, all comic book stores, everything. But we would be kind of remiss if we didn't talk about this because this is going to be really big.
Yeah.
Now, what we wanted to say about this is when it...
Well, and we should also mention, too, that this will not be available digitally.
Yes.
We don't know if it'll ever be collected in a trade paperback. So, as of now, the only way to get this is from a comic book store like ours, or if you shop at your own. It's not going to be at big bookstores. It's not going to be on online platforms. It's comic book stores only.
Yeah, which I love. That's awesome. This is really supporting your local comic book store. Now, the thing about this is, since you can't pre-order it, like you said, it will be available day of, on September 19th. Here's the thing. We will have plenty available.
Yeah, we're going to order a bunch of
We're going to order a lot. So don't worry. Don't feel like, pressure that, oh no, I didn't pre-order it and I've got to get either online or to the store first thing in the morning to make sure to get it. We'll have enough. This is not going to be like automatically pulled for anybody if you're on Absolute Batman or Batman, but don't worry about it. It will be available online when it is released for all of our online customers, and it'll be available in store. And there's a few other things for Batman Day we'll be talking about later.
Yeah.
But this is going to be a really big one, especially having Absolute Batman in there right now. That's the hotness. So you don't want to miss out on this, and it would be crazy for us not to talk about this.
Right.
But they're being very secretive about this, and just very we want to make sure everybody gets to enjoy this at the same time.
Yeah.
So
you're not going to see it on our web. Like if you go to do your pre-orders tonight or over the weekend, this will not be there to pre-order from us for us to then order from DC, but you can order it from us once we get it in store.
Right.
Which won't be until probably a couple days before Batman Day.
Right. So, all that being said, we just wanted to mention this one at the top of the show because it is something special, and maybe if you heard about it, you were kind of confused. What is this? It is original story. It is, celebrating Batman in both his versions now. and it will be available September 19th. That's all you kind of really got to know. Set your clock, set your calendars
Yeah.
for September 19th so you don't miss out on this one. But again, not too stressful because we
Yeah.
will have plenty of these.
Yeah, nothing to do for you this weekend, and we will talk, a lot more about it in the days, leading up to it. Like once we get them, we'll remind you, hey, you can go ahead and order it from the website now, or I don't know what day that'll be in September, but we'll let you know. So we'll talk about it again.
Yeah,
But we just want to
as
let
we
you know
get
now.
closer to kind
Yeah.
of remind you to order it when it goes live. But let's move on to the stuff you
Yeah.
can pre-order.
And that's the only cover too. So
Right,
but
yeah.
that's it.
No
Oh,
worries.
we didn't mention the price either.
Oh yeah, it is $2.99.
$2.99.
Now I'm not positive how many pages it is, but I feel
Right.
like you are going to get, a significant story with both Batmans. So that's another great little perk of this.
Yeah.
But moving on to another big book that you can pre-order.
We have, sorry,
Up.
Sorry, this is a Legion of Superheroes #1. This is the one of the next book in DC's, I guess, third wave of next level books. This is from Joshua Williamson. The art is by Hayden Sherman. This is set 1,000 years after Superman's rocket crashed on the Kent farm. It's a new future inspired by Superman. But this future is in danger because superheroes have been outlawed. So already that sounds a lot not like the future that we know the Legion of Superheroes originally comes from, right? It's usually their future is a pretty bright future with lots of different heroes and it's Superman inspired at all. But this one, superheroes have been outlawed, and there are deadly enforcers known as the Persuaders who keep the populace of the United Planets in check. Worlds are at war, and this dark tomorrow's last glimmer of hope, someone named R.J. Brand, has been brutally murdered. Can the mysterious Brainiac 1 of 5 solve Brand's murder? To restore hope to the universe, he's going to have to assemble a legion of gifted young rebels from across the cosmos, but they're scattered across the universe, so that's going to be easier said than done. And it says to witness the dawn of a new future in DC Comics architect Joshua Williamson and Hayden Sherman's Legion of Superheroes, you will never look at tomorrow the same way again. So for those of you who are diehard Legion fans and know everything about them, this is very different. And then for those of you like myself who have barely ever read any Legion at all, this will be very accessible because this is almost like starting the Legion over from square one in a future where they don't exist at the beginning of the book, and in the future where also they're not allowed to exist, right?
Yeah.
So very cool. We have a preview copy of it. I haven't flipped through it yet. Did you?
Yeah, I've looked through it. It looks cool if you know Hayden Sherman's art and kind of it's got very unique layouts and panelization, everything that's really, really cool. But I'm excited for this because I do know I've read some Legion, but this does feel like hey, like we know that Legion can be a tough egg to crack.
Yeah.
Here is, we're not erasing the previous Legion, we're not doing any of that, but this is a new accessible version of the Legion that you can kind of jump on board with.
Yeah, and if you read the Superman annual Year 1000 book that came out a couple weeks ago, if you did read that, you know why why they're doing it this way and what happened to all the other versions of the Legions that there have been. There is a reason why we're getting this one. So so I'm very excited. I don't know much about the Legion at all. That's always been a blind spot for me. And so I'm definitely going to jump on board with this and try to learn, and then maybe that'll lead into some like more classic Legion stuff later. So we have the Hayden Sherman A cover, and I think that's a wraparound too, right? Yeah, there's that's the front of it, and then there's the back with more Legion members. We have a Jim Lee variant, which is not final
image. It's just the inks right now.
Yeah.
But there will be, and it's not included on here. There's the regular edition that'll be in color, and there's a foil edition.
Oh.
We just didn't show the foil edition because it would look like the same thing.
There's a Mark Spears variant. There is a Yasmin Putri variant. I love Yasmin Putri. There's a Hayden Sherman, a different Hayden Sherman variant. There is a blank variant and a Dan Mora, Michael J. Fox cameo variant. So I'm gonna have to get that when I try to get all the Dan Mora celebrity variants. New Legion. I'm excited.
Yeah, that's very, very cool. I guess that's our new Lightning Lad. That it looks kind of like it's spotlighted.
Yeah, well, it's your, like, from what I understand, your top three: Lightning Lad, Saturn Girl and Cosmic Boy, right?
Yeah.
Is that it? That's how little I know about Legion. I struggle with their names.
Well, moving on to our next of our next level books. This is Teen Titans #1. This is a very different Teen Titans than you're used to. So this is from Kyle Higgins and Danielle Niquello. It says, when one of their own vanishes after attending a rally for Ascend, a fast-growing youth movement training kids to survive in a world shaped by superhuman conflict, Fairplay, Cheshire Cat, Proxy, and Wildcard will do whatever it takes to find their friend, including team up with Red Hood. Jason thinks they're soft and reckless, and they don't understand how he can he can still kill people. Now they have to work together, whether they like it or not. So, I do commend them because I think one of the biggest problems with Teen Titans is they just do the same story over and over with the same characters.
Yeah.
We talk about that of like, it's going to be Trigon,
Trigon.
Deathstroke, Terra.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those over and over. Well, this is kind of what Justice League did for a while. The team members change and they grow, and the new ones come on board with this. So I think this is going to be really interesting to see a new dynamic, some characters that we've seen before, but not a whole lot of them.
Yeah.
And
And
to
some
have,
we've never seen before.
yeah, and to have someone like Jason Todd leading them. I don't know how if he actually accepts that role or
Yeah.
it's thrust upon him.
What terrible things will he teach them?
Yeah. So I think this is going to be really interesting and a very cool one to try out.
Which is interesting too, because Dick Grayson obviously was the leader of the new Titans, or the Teen Titans, for a long time, and then during Jeff Johns' run, Tim Drake kind of filled
Yeah.
that role. So now we have Jason Todd has never been there, so
And
now we got all the
Damian was
Robin.
part of it for a little while
Mhm.
too, a few years ago.
Yeah, and so now we have the only other Robin, who I don't recall Jason Todd ever being associated with Teen
I
Titans.
think you'd hate to be called a Teen Titan.
Yeah, right. So that'll be really fun.
So we've got our A cover here. And again, it's really cool because, they talked about on a retailer call we were with that the next level books are going to be like the absolute books, where they're taking big swings, they're telling big stories.
Mhm.
These aren't your in your comfort zone stories.
Yeah.
These are brand new, moving the universe forward stories, and I think this is a big example of that. So we also have this really nice Dan Mora cover, which you can see maybe some looks like what is it, Lifeline?
Isn't that Robin?
Yeah, it's
Damien?
his girlfriend.
Oh, it's not
for a little while.
Lifeline. It's Heartstopper or something. She can
Whatever.
Stop.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't remember.
But she wasn't mentioned before, but I really like her.
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
here.
She's great.
We also
Oh.
have a Jim Chung cover.
Ooh.
We have a Hayden Sherman Next Level variant. These are much like the Jorge Corona ones. They're like the one-shot characters. And there is a blank cover, and then there is a foil version of the Dan Moore cover.
Oh, that might be the one I get. Well, we're not done with new Next Level books. This is, I guess we're getting another trifecta of Next Level books. How we have Lobo, Batwoman, and Deathstroke. Now we're gonna have Legion, Titans, and Doom Patrol. And I wonder if they'll continue, because all these come out on September 2nd. I wonder if they'll continue to come out on the same day as well. What if these started coming out on the same day as the other three too?
Oh no!
Oh man! But yeah, so this is a brand new Doom Patrol. This is from Darcy Van Polgeest, and the art is by Nico Henrichen. Henriken. The Doom Patrol is broke. They are adopting a heroes for hire business model to stave off financial and emotional ruin, and they find themselves responding to a simple case of a missing cat. But when this case proves to be far from simple, the world's strangest heroes find themselves pulled into a truly out of this world situation. And elsewhere, beyond the view of Robot Man, Elastigirl, and Negative Man, and perhaps even beyond the veil of our reality, a ghost of the team's past is preparing to cross into their world. So I'm very excited for this. We have a preview copy of this and Teen Titans as well, but I did look through this one right before we started, and I am totally sold. I love the way it looks. Didn't get to read it yet, so I don't really know exactly what the story is, but just looking at it, it looks really fun. We were talking about how we love how Robot Man looks in this. He looks a little bit bigger and beefier,
Yeah.
kind of almost like how Ben Grimm looks in the Fantastic Four. He's just a little bit like bigger and chunkier and stockier than everybody else. I don't know if it's quite that big like you see on the cover,
Yeah.
but still bigger than.
Yeah, he's a little bit more square than just being kind of like a C-3PO style one like he's been in the past. Like his arms, like his hands, are like kind of extra long. They go down to his
Yeah, well,
knees,
yeah, you can
and
see that
it's
there.
very cool.
There's a part there in a car or a van or something. He's driving, but he's out on the wheel like this. So the art world looks really fun. There is some cool looking action in this. I don't know the story behind it yet, but I'm sold on this. I can't wait to actually sit down and read it. So this is the Nico Henderson A cover. That's your interior artist right there. There's a Clayton Crane variant. Oh, that looks really cool. There's a Ian Bertram variant. There's a Hayden Sherman Next Level variant, a blank variant, and a Clayton Crane foil variant. I might have to get that one because I like the way they all look there.
Yeah, I like
There's
the
the cat. Oh,
squirrel.
that's a squirrel, not the cat. Yeah.
Well, next up we have a new one from Image. This is Crowbound #1. This is from Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen. This is your team that brought you stuff like Ascender and Descender, and there was one like Ghost Story or something like that. I forgot what that was called, or Ghost World.
Yeah, I don't remember
But that was another one they did. But they've worked together a lot. And this one is going to be really cool. So it says it's Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale meets Cormac McCarthy's The Road with echoes of Kill Bill and Pan's Labyrinth, when a non-complacent mother makes a dark pact with an ancient, violent scarecrow queen to stop a totalitarian government from taking her daughter. So that's a mouthful in multiple ways.
Yes.
There's a lot of rich story just in
A lot
that one
going on.
sentence. Rose isn't special. She works in the factory just like everyone else, a dark, sprawling, monolithic structure that runs along the coast and cuts the world in two. All that's left now are desolate settlements that exist in its shadow, made up of submerged villages, derelict woods, and deadly swamps. No one knows what's left of the world on the other side. But when Rose's young daughter Ava is violently taken from their shantytown home a year before she is meant to join the workforce, Rose will come face to face with the surreal, harrowing forces outside the factory's walls, including a terrifying figure called the Scarecrow Queen, who has an offer: one last chance to save her daughter in exchange for her. So this is a very kind of post-apocalyptic, fantastical sci-fi. It's like all the genres wrapped in one, which is also going to look really great with Dustin Nguyen's kind of pencil with watercolor style that he does. So this is another one, especially if you liked Ascender or Descender, that you will want to pick up. I think this is Jeff Lemire at his best when he is doing these very kind of surreal, weird fantasy style books like Sweet Tooth and Underwater Welder and all those. So this is going to be definitely a popular one. So we've got our A cover here. We have a Jeffrey Allen Love variant. We have a Dustin Nguyen wraparound cover, and I feel like that's a lot what the interior kind of looks like with the watercolor and everything. And then we have a blank sketch variant. I'm not sure what artist is this.
You're right. Well, next we have Superman the Stranger #1. This is going to be a 6-issue miniseries written and drawn by Wes Craig, and this is a black label book, so it can tell its own story, unconnected to anything else. Step into the golden age and witness the first adventures of Superman. So this is a brand new book, but set in the golden age of Superman when he first arrived on the scene in Metropolis. During the day, Clark Kent does what he can to make ends meet in the bustling city of Metropolis, but when the sun goes down, he leaps into action to keep the city streets safe. He doesn't fly into action because this is the very early Superman. He leaps into action. As Superman, Clark fights for a better tomorrow, but he feels like he's not affecting change. The rich keep getting richer, and the poor struggle to survive. Can Superman truly save the downtrodden? So I've been very excited for this. I've said for a long time I'd love to have a new modern book, but set in the actual golden age of heroes. We have a preview copy of this as well, and we flipped through the first issue, and it looks really fun. Definitely. I was a little bit wondering. I was like, is this going to be like Golden Age Superman, but it's all been modernized? So, Clark first gets to Metropolis, but he's on his smartphone. But it doesn't look that way. It looks like there's a paper boy on the corner, extra, extra. There's a guy in a bow tie and a bowler hat. So it looks like it is set back in the 30s. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what it looked like based on flipping through it. So very excited for this new Superman. This is the Wes Craig A cover. There's a Dave Johnson cover, a Goran Parlov cover, and an Ethan Young cover.
That one's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It feels like the opening of like the Fleischer animation with him with the train.
Mm-hmm.
Well, next up we have a new one from Image, Tales of Wonder. This is going to be a 5-issue miniseries from Steve Skroce and Ian Herring. And I remember us talking about this on the short show, and this sounds really fun. What if the world's most popular superheroes came to life? Superstar creator Steve Skroce debuts an all-new action-packed series for fans of Ghost Pepper and the Ultimates, which is a fun mashup there. Stu and Jake's friendship was forged in World War II, but when the one thing it couldn't survive was the comic book industry, as their Wonder Comics creations grew from four-color sensations to a global phenomenon, everything changed. Now these two legendary comic book creators have reunited to launch the America's Freedom Force cinematic universe, only to discover that the make-believe superheroes and monsters from their stories are very, very real. Can Stu and Jake overcome decades of bad blood and stolen credit? They better if they're going to help save our world. So this does feel like a classic Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, or Bill Finger and Bob Kane, or the Schuster, or Joe Schuster,
Jerry Siegel.
and Jerry Siegel. You know, like the classic like pair ups of creators from the golden and silver age of comics. So I think this sounds really fun. I like the character designs in here. I'm always up for weird, wacky superhero characters, and I just like books about comics.
Yes.
So that is going to be really, really fun. So we've got our A cover here by Steve Skroce and Ian Herring. So that's your whole creative team. There is a Yasmin Putri variant for this.
I like that.
There's a Fornes cover. I like Flyboy. That's a fun character. Then of course a blank sketch cover as well. And then we are getting into the era of, we're going to be seeing some of these. This is the Steve Skroce and Niraj Menon Witchblade team up covers, and they just announced these the other day, and so a lot of Image books are going to be having these Witchblade covers.
Next, we have Challenges of Doom, Spider-Man #1. This is the, well, I was going to say it's the next book, but I don't know if there's, we had Challenges of Doom, Reed Richards.
Yeah, the Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, Mr. Fantastic, yeah. And it's a series of one-shot. I don't know if there's another one of those coming out before this, though, or if this is the next one. But this is a series of one-shots where Doctor Doom not necessarily teams up with, but confronts or has a confrontation with, you know, a random hero. And this one's Spider-Man. So this is written by Al Ewing. The art is by David Messina, who did a lot of the Ultimate Spider-Man artwork. Discover an untold tale from the early days of Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, the unlikeliest crossing of paths as Doctor Doom seeks out a young web-slinger in Queens, determined to make him a core part of his next world-dominating scheme. But too bad for him, because Peter doesn't really go for that kind of thing. But even worse, Doom doesn't take no for an answer. How will this one end? There's only one book where you can find out. So there's just going to be a one-shot of Doctor Doom in the past, taking on a young Spider-Man because they don't see eye to eye on world domination, I guess. So this is the A cover. There's a Carmen Carnero variant and a Peach Momoko variant.
Well, next up, we have our next of the Marvel Mangaverse. This is Iron Knight #1. So these, I don't think the first one comes out for a couple of weeks. But these are going to be really cool, and I think there's a handful of them going to be total. This one's from Cody Ziegler and Kai Zama. Said the Blood Moon rises as a blood feud comes to a head. With the city of New Chicago besieged by demonic yokai and trapped within a magical dome, Riri Williams has rigged a mana-powered mech suit to dole out justice and keep the streets safe as Ironheart. But when the opportunity arises to avenge the death of a friend, Riri finds herself entangled on a dangerous quest for vengeance alongside a legendary sorcerer Moon Knight. Strap in, power up, and prepare yourself for a heavy metal, high-octane adventure as Cody Ziegler and Kai Zama make their mark on Marvel Mangaverse. So you can see the Moon Knight in here, like, has a moon head, but then there's also a dragon.
Yeah, that Moon Knight reminds me of the Mr. Knight persona.
Yeah,
but if he was wearing Professor X's Cerebro.
That is very true. Yeah. So I think these are going to be really fun. It does sound, you know, I want to say, I don't know if the original Marvel Mangaverse was this Elseworldsy. I think the original Spider-Man one was kind of just a retelling of.
Yeah, but I mean, it was very well. Wasn't he part of a clan of ninjas?
Yeah, but it didn't. I don't know if it went as far as like, you know, dragons and magic and stuff.
What you mean, yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see this new world they're crafting.
Yeah.
So this is your A cover, and there is a,
Oh.
Caballero variant.
And there's Moon Knight right there.
I wonder if that's like a new Devil Dinosaur,
Maybe
like
he's got
Moon
a
Boy and Devil Dinosaur
yeah.
idea.
Oh, maybe he's got a crescent on his head.
Yeah.
All right, we have Batman number 13. I'm very excited for this one. This is part of the Bad Seeds, not an event, but the big crossover story that's going to be taking place across all of the Batman related books for a couple months. On this one, we have Matteo Scalera on art, which I'm very excited for.
I'm very excited about that.
And that's who did the cover, too, so it's going to look something
He's
cool
phenomenal.
like that. Yeah, so somewhere in the headquarters of the Gotham City Police Department, Vandal Savage hides a chemical weapon designed to kill Poison Ivy. But if she dies, there will be no ending the bad night of bad seeds for Gotham or anywhere else. No power, no communications, a heavily armed private militia tasked with bringing him down on the orders of the worst person in Gotham, all holed up together within an impenetrable fortress. This sounds like a job for Batman. So I'm very excited for this. And again, the Bad Seeds storyline running through all the Bat books. You don't have to buy them all. It's not a part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All it is just the whole thing takes place over the course of one single night, and you can just pick whichever ones you want to read. Like, I want to read about what Nightwing does during that night, or Batgirl, or whatever. Just pick whichever ones you want. You do not have to. This is not a big event with a bunch of tie-ins that you have to buy them all. It is not that at all. So just read whatever. And I just wanted to mention that because we'll talk about another one in a minute. But yeah, so this is the Matteo Scalera A cover. There's a Dan Mora cover. There is a Dustin Nguyen cover. A Ryan Sook variant. Another Mateo's. Oh, that's a.
Yeah, this is
the
the
foil variant for
Virgin
the A cover. Yep.
cover.
There's a Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns 40th anniversary variant. A Jose Ledron Hispanic Heritage Month. And a Gilliam March spot foil variant.
Yeah, so
Ooh,
we're getting some
okay.
spot foils.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about this Bad Seeds.
Yeah, I think this will be fun.
Well, next up, one I'm very excited about is Muppets Take the Marvel Universe #1. I'm a big Muppets fan. Have been my whole life, so anytime I get to see the Muppets, I'm very happy. This is going to be from, it's a one-shot. It's going to be from Adam F. Goldberg, Ashley Allen, Chip Zdarsky, Kyle Starks, Mackenzie Cadenhead, Philip Kennedy Johnson, and art by Attila Fabio and David Baldion, which I love David Baldion. Tonight's very special guest stars, the Marvel Universe. To celebrate the 50th anniversary of The Muppet Show, we bring you a crossover no one saw coming. Join Eisner-winning creators and one of the world's greatest Muppet fans, Chip Zdarsky, along with a cadre of marvelously talented creators as they unleash the Muppets' trademark chaos on the Marvel Universe. Rolf the dog kidnapped by Mojo, Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy, Fuzzy Bear, Spider-Man, Black Panther, and Emma Frost to the rescue. Dr. Bunsen, Honeydew, and Beaker experimenting with gamma rays and Pym particles. What could go wrong? Find out in this epic tale told in the mighty Marvel Muppet manner. So, this is another really fun one-shot. Seeing crossovers. I mean, I can't imagine Emma Frost being a fan of this nonsense.
Right. That's what I was thinking
but
too.
then, like, Deadpool being like, oh my gosh, it's
Yeah.
the Muppets, I love
Yeah.
you. So it's going to be really fun to see. And this is, you know, I wish we'd get something like this on Disney Plus. Like, I feel like this is, like, kind of perfect for that. Because of the Muppets history. But this is your A cover. This, let's see. And then we also have a Humberto Ramos foil variant. We have a logo mashup.
Yeah, very nice.
This next one is very near and dear to me. This is the Mateo Lally Muppet Treasure Island 30th anniversary variant. I've seen this movie probably no less than 200 times.
Wow.
This was a movie I put on at night to go to sleep to, just over and over. I know every word to every song.
Is it because Deadpool's in it?
You know, it wasn't, and at the time, I guess I just never noticed him. But I love Muppet Treasure Island. It's up there with Muppet Christmas Carol is my favorite. So we've got that one as well. I also love this one, the Scotty Young one, which is a great homage to the opening of the Muppet movie.
Yeah.
And Scotty Young brings a certain like chaos, even to his Kermit, that looks like he could just go off at any moment.
And Throg with Kermit is the most perfect pairing of two characters I've ever seen.
And then we also have the Todd Knock Muppet Show homage cover. And you've got them all in there of the classic opening of the Muppet Show. So very, very fun one here. If you just like to have a good time with your comics.
I do. Well, we have Marvel Gold 76, number one. This is a one shot that's going to be written by Stephanie Phillips of Daredevil fame. We're all loving Daredevil right now. And Madabek Musabekov is the artist. Thanos has hired Bullseye to pull the trigger. And I don't know against who, but and this time the shot could end everything as the deadliest assassin in the Marvel universe hunts his target through New York City. Star-Lord, Nova, and the Jack of Hearts clash with Bullseye in a brutal, zero room for error fight against the inevitable. So obviously, this is celebrating the 50th anniversary of the first appearance of these characters back in '76. Now we're in 2026. So yeah, interesting grouping of characters. I've
Yeah.
never seen Nova and Jack of Hearts and Star Lord fight Bullseye before. And who is he even going after? I don't know, but I'm very interested to find out. I like these characters. Stephanie Phillips is killing it right now on Daredevil. So yeah, very excited to read
How
this.
do you think Thanos pays him? Is it like a bank transfer?
He snaps and gives him like $500 or whatever.
I would be like, then give me more.
Right, yeah,
like,
right.
If you could just do that, if I'm not depleting your coffers any.
But Thanos is like, listen, but I still have standards though. I still have limits.
I don't know. I just think he's like, okay, what's your PayPal email? And he transfers. And he's like, nah, I'm still waiting for it.
Yeah, I can create infinite money, but I still have limits. I won't go above $1,000. So this is the A cover. There's an Alex Maleev cover, a Haikum Habshi homage variant, and Kendrick Lim variant also.
I mean, it kind of looks like Bullseye's going after everybody. 'Cause
Yeah.
he was kicking Jack of Hearts in the
Yeah.
face, and I don't know. This is gonna be really cool. Well, next up, this is great. This is Batman Superman Weird Al's World's Weirdest One Shot. So another great, just wacky one shot. This time from Mark Waid and Dan Schoening. So classic world's finest writer with Mark Waid, Dan Schoening, who is phenomenal with his work back on the IDW Ghostbusters and all of that. So this is going to be really, really fun. An all-new oversized team-up adventure. The fifth dimension is being hit with an affliction that turns everything dull and ordinary. But as Mr. Mxyzptlk reaches out to Superman and Batman for help, the same plague has hit Earth. There's only one person to call, Weird Al. Get ready for a wild one-shot where the one and only Weird Al Yankovic joins the world's finest team. So, you know, he took it one step further than just a variant cover. He got his own book, and this is going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully we get plenty of costume changes and some Amish paradise and all of that in this. So, great. I can't wait for this one as well. We've got our A cover by Dan Schoening, so that's the interior artist on there. We have a Mark Spears variant. We have a Riley Rossmo variant, which is very fun. We've got a Jerry Gaylord variant. And we have a Dan Schoening foil variant, but it's actually a different cover. Yeah. It's in startling 2D.
Wow. Amazing. Technology. All right, we have a new book from Dark Horse called The Big Shakedown. This is the first issue. It's going to be a 4-issue miniseries written by Jordan Bloom, and the art is by Tim Seeley. And I'm sorry, it's written by Jordan Bloom and Tim Seeley. The art is by Scott Koblish. The big one, the earthquake to end all earthquakes, has finally struck Los Angeles, and the government decides not to rebuild the city. They're just going to leave it to be like a no man's land for anybody who refuses to leave. It's like, well, you're just going to live in a wasteland now. And then 5 years after that happens, Esther Blanco, a down-on-her-luck former private investigator, is willing to do anything to escape Los Angeles. She believes she's found her ticket out when a desperate father hires her to solve a missing persons case in a city where a third of the population is already missing. But instead, the trail of this lost girl leads Esther to uncover a dark web of cults, conspiracy, and corruption that threatens every Angelino that stayed behind. And I love stories about cults and conspiracies and things like that. So this sounds really cool. And that is the only cover. Yep.
Well, next up, we got to talk about issue number 5 of Ben 10, because Ben has all the power of a number of new and strange alien forms at his disposal, but will any of them be enough to stop crazed clown Zombozo's mission to spread his brainwashed circus across the entire nation? Ben has an ally with a strategy he doesn't want to believe is true, but with Grandpa Max's life on the line, Ben has to decide, Is it Hero Time or something else entirely? And don't miss the comics debut of Gray Matter. So the next issue of Ben 10, and this storyline has been really popular. It just got started, but people are big fans of this one. So if you are collecting it, don't miss out on pre-ordering this one. This is your A cover, but from Robert Carey. We have a Duncan Rouleau cover, a Dustin Nguyen cover. We've seen him, it feels like, almost every book
A
this
little bit,
week.
yep.
We have a Sebastian Perez cover, an Eric Canetti cover, and a Cormac Hughes cover.
And let's see, 1 second. We have Dungeons and Dragons Ravenloft #1. Didn't we talk about this already?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay. I thought maybe it was a different
Yeah,
Dungeons.
there was the one, the Total Party Killers.
Yeah, I thought there was another one though, like set in like the Ravenloft, which is like the more horror side of Dungeons and Dragons. But this is Dungeons and Dragons Ravenloft. This is the first of a 4-issue miniseries. It's written by Amy Chu. The art is by Ariella Cristantina. Ravenloft is falling apart, and nobody knows why. But fortunately, a monster hunter, Ez Devanir, is on the case. She is searching the frozen wasteland of Lamortia for an undead creature that may hold the key to Ravenloft's fate. But when the Dark Lord Victra Mordenheim catches wind of her quest, Ez is suddenly the one being hunted. So D&D fans, here's another one for you. This is the Gilliam March A cover. There's a Francavilla cover, a Todor Hirstov cover, and an Angela Wu cover.
It's very nice covers.
Yeah.
Well, next up,
Whoa.
we've got Absolute Superman #23. And this one is going to be crazy. So, Get Brainiac continues. So Superman is still after Brainiac. Superman's hunt for Brainiac brings him up against the absolute version of Toyman, who may be the most terrifying villain the Man of Steel has faced yet. And their confrontation will leave Superman shaken in ways he never thought possible. I love this idea of making Toyman like one of the scariest villains. Because, I mean, Superman has already, faced Brainiac, has faced King Shazam, has faced, so many
Metallo. He faced Metallo this week, yeah.
But what is this new version of Toyman gonna bring?
I love stories where they take super goofball villains and actually make them scary. Chip Zdarsky did that in his run of Daredevil. He made Stiltman actually kind of scary. He was up on his stilts throwing grenades in people's windows, and then later on in that run, Stiltman fought and beat a dragon with a sword. He got up on his stilts, stuck the sword in, and then ran it all the way down the body. And I was like, Stiltman is all of a sudden awesome. Like, that's really cool. So
now we've got Toyman being maybe the scariest character so far. Plus, this like action figure A cover is phenomenal.
Now with sound chip, what sound? I wonder.
Screaming.
Yes, right.
So you don't want to miss this one. We've got our A cover by Rafa Sandoval. But this issue is still from Juan Ferrari, right? That's the
Juan Ferreira.
Juan Ferreira, yeah. On this one, this is your Clayman variant. There's a Juan Ferreira cover, so yeah, that's your interior artist.
I love that's like Spawn's like, hey, dude, that you're stealing my thing here.
And then we have a Fabrizio de Tommaso variant as well. And we're going to check in with some big events because there's actually a couple going on right now.
Yep. Well, Batgirl #23 is also part of the Bad Seeds crossover story in the Batman corner of the DC Universe. Batgirl was supposed to finally have one night off at Balbo's Noodle Shop, but when Gotham erupts into a nightmare of prehistoric plant life, suddenly she's the sole protector of an entire restaurant of Gotham citizens. But with a bounty on her head and a lethal jungle crawling with monsters outside, will Batgirl survive the night, or will this night off actually kill her? So again, like I said earlier, you don't have to buy every book in the Bad Seeds thing. If you just, you're like, if you're not reading Batgirl right now, you don't have to buy this to get that full story. But if you want to know, hey, what's Batgirl doing during all this craziness, then pick up this book and see what's going on. And I believe it's, well, it does say week 2, part 2, but I don't think it's not continuous.
Yeah.
And I believe each book is gonna have like 2 issues of each book. So like Batgirl 23, 24, Batman #13 and 14. So it'll be that much. Anyway, this is the David Talaski A cover. There's a Travis Mercer cover. There is a Gilliam March spot foil variant. So I guess we're getting one of these for everybody.
That's cool.
And an Art Germ Dark Knight Returns 40th anniversary variant. That's very cool.
Well, next up, we've got some Queen in Black. This time, checking in with Black Cat, who's going to be a part of it. So it says Cosmic Thief. The only hope to stop Null in the Queen in Black war is Black Cat. Oh, wait, she's got to steal something? Perfect. But hopefully she knows how to fly a spaceship. So again, this feels very much like the Bad Seeds, where it's like you don't have to read the Black Cat issue to,
Yeah.
I doubt she's going to be the one to bring down both
Yeah.
Null and Hela. But if you want to see how, like, she's been in the book quite a bit so far, see what her mission during this is going to be, pick up issue number 14 of Black Cat with a awesome A cover.
Yeah,
it's very like 1950s sci-fi.
Yeah, sci-fi. And I love that she needs a helmet to breathe, but she can leave the rest of her body totally uncovered.
No, it's fine. It's upper atmosphere or something. So we've got our A cover right here. There's a Sandoval cover, which is
nice.
facing off against a symbiote. And there is a Jonas Scharf Fall Fantasies variant.
All right, we've got X-Men number 37, and this is a tie-in to the DNX, not an event. Again, it's just a big it's a crossover story in the X-Men and Fantastic Four corner of the Marvel Universe. And while the X-Men battle 3K in a desperate bid to stave off disaster, Kid Omega engages in a brain-to-brain combat with Cassandra Nova. So if you guys saw the video we posted a couple days ago, we actually got an early copy of the DNX number 1 blind bag. We made a video about it, showing the covers and talking about it. We both read it and we loved it.
Yeah, it was really good. The art's great.
Yeah.
It's very, like, I wouldn't say it's like the most action-packed, but it's very like rich in story.
Yeah,
and
there is some good action too.
Character interactions and stuff that are really, really cool.
Yeah, so we loved. I mean, I read it last night and I was like, "Holy cow!" I loved that DNX number 1. And the way the DNX story is going to work is it's going to be DNX number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then intermixed with that is this X-Men book and Fantastic Four, and that's it. There's no other tie-ins, no other X-Men books are tied into this. So, and if you read that DNX number 1, which comes out on September 2nd, this comes out on the 9th. Yes, this comes out on the 9th, and this does continue something from that issue as well. So, a nice continuation there. But if you've been reading Jed MacKay's X-Men, definitely check this out because this is the kind of the culmination of everything that he's been doing over the last 3 years. It's the follow-up to Age of Revelation, where they're still trying to stop the X virus, but now they're trying to stop 3K from releasing it instead of Doug Ramsey when he released it, which caused that horrible future. It's like I was blown away. I was like, this is awesome. Sue Storm is really cool in that issue.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff that like a kind of a conversation between Cyclops and Reed Richards about kind of the like
Beast and Reed Richards.
and Reed Richards about kind of the morality of doing something.
Yeah.
Sue really taking like some command in this. We'll get into it when it's the Monday show when number 1 comes out of this. But yeah, it's a very cool one. It makes complete sense why the Fantastic Four are involved in this, and the messing with the idea of like, well, why is the 3K the Chairman Beast trying to do the same thing that happened with Revelation? They explain that, and it's very like that.
Yeah,
that
makes sense. Yeah.
So this isn't a review for DNX number 1,
sorry.
but an early thing saying it's really good.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's kind of weird that we're pre-ordering this now and you haven't read DNX yet, but I just wanted to talk about it for a minute because we thought it was so good. Like I thought it would be fun. It was better than I even thought it would be, and then this is a continuation of something from that book. So very excited for all of this. So the A cover is this. We have an Alex Ross Timeless variant. I don't think we'll see Triton in here. There is a Minyi Gan variant. That's really cool.
That feels like some art from like Capcom.
The like 90s Capcom. Yeah. And then a Steven Segovia Pixar 40th anniversary variant, which
not final cover. Are they like stickers? Maybe.
I don't know. That doesn't. I guess that's a wraparound, but it doesn't seem like the logo's in the middle instead of off to the. That's a little weird.
Yeah, we'll have to see what that looks like when it actually releases. Well, next up, we have some more essential comics to talk about. Starting off, we have our next of the one-shots for Hellraiser. This is Hellraiser Resurrections, The Deep Gospel, #1. This is going to be from Teenie Howard and Jenna Cha. The female Cenobite looked up and saw the engineer. He thought he was remaking her for his purposes, but she has ideas of her own. A new era of ecstasy and agony begins here for Hellraiser. So, again, we are getting a series of one-shots, kind of spotlighting the different Cenobites before we get a new, I believe, an ongoing Hellraiser series. It says the female Cenobite was dead or close to it until the engineer found her, one of his most promising Cenobites, laid low by a human. This would not do. The restoration process would be long and painful, oh so painful, but he would rebuild her stronger than ever before. But when she rejects the engineer's plans for her remaking, she's cast down into the harrowing Nidus, the place where the larval stage of Cenobites fight to survive. She's been here before and made it out alive, and she'll do it again. So the next one, if you're a fan of the they just call it their female Cenobite. I think she's got like a fan name or whatever, but this is going to be really cool. I'm excited to read all of these. They're going to be disturbing. They're going to be kind of gross and exactly what you want from Hellraiser.
I just can't think of these guys without thinking of a delicious treat from Cinnabon.
The Cenobites.
The Cenobites, yeah. I mean,
very unfortunate.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a T-shirt idea in
yeah.
there. But we've got our A cover here.
If you made that, I'd buy it.
Okay.
I'd wear it.
We've got a Sabatini variant. There's a blank sketch cover and a Puebla full art variant. Oh, and
Whoops.
they keep going.
There's one more.
There's one more. This is the what says the TBA, the to be announced variant. So I'm not sure who it is.
FOC
but it's the
reveal,
FOC reveal variant.
All right, this is Mark Spears' Graveyard Shift, the art and story, obviously by Mark Spears. Every night at midnight, the graveyard shift clocks in from an abandoned funeral home known as the Office, and it's capitalized the Office, just like the TV show. So Michael Scott's going to be there. The mysterious boss, I guess Michael Scott, he brings the dead back to life by punching their time cards and sending them out to battle the horrors that emerge after dark. And by sunrise, their shift is over and they die once again. And as the night grows longer, the team begins to question who they once were and what will it take to finally earn their retirement from the graveyard shift. So almost like a like a super team of monsters or undead people, you know, and they're gonna it's a little bit like Toxic Crusader and a little bit I don't know Monster Squad or something. But yeah, so Mark Spears fans, you should like this one. And we'll talk. We'll get there. So this is the A cover. There is a there's another
Mark Spears cover.
Mark Spears does all these covers.
Yep.
So this is another one. We have the Shift Just Got Weird variant, and then there is a body bag edition blind bag with bonus trading card. So 3/4 of the solicitation, which was this long, most of it was about the blind bag itself, which felt weird, but each body bag contains one randomly inserted time card, trading card, selected from a 15-card set, including 5 base time cards, 5 rare foil time cards, and 5 unique one-of-one time cards. Every body bag also contains one randomly inserted comic selected from a lineup body bag exclusive covers available only through the Graveyard Shift body bag. So it sounds a lot like what Marvel's doing, where the covers in here are you can only get in here. There won't be like any of the open order covers in here. 8 unique body bag exclusive covers are available to collect, each featuring original artwork and available only through the Graveyard Shift body bag. None of these covers are available as standard open order editions, which again is like what Marvel's doing. And there was even more stuff about the blind bags, but I kind of zoned out after that. So, but yeah, lots of blind bag stuff going on here. Oh, and there's also a blank sketch cover.
I can't wait till the skeleton puts the zombies stapler in Jello.
Right.
Next up, we have a new Supernatural one-shot. This is Supernatural Wayward Son Special #1. The split starts here. So this is from Paulina Ganichow and John Armour, who did this cover here. This issue sets the table for the explosive events to come. What hellish forces could drive these brothers apart? You'll find the answers here. So if you're reading the ongoing Supernatural series, you'll want to pick this up because it does sound like it is kind of a keystone issue in that story. So we've got our A cover here from John Amor, the interior artist. We've got a photo number 1 and photo number 2.
It's like those are the easiest covers, man. Let's find a good photo and just slap it on the cover. All right, we have Pancho Villa, Monster Hunter number 1. This is going to be a 3-issue series. Written by Hector Rodriguez III, the art is by Ariel Medel. In the blistering chaos of the Mexican Revolution, Pancho Villa, fierce revolutionary and monster hunter, charges into an unrelenting nightmare wielding ancient rune-glowing pistols.
That's very
six gun. They're forged to vanquish the eldritch hounds that savagely claimed his sister's life. As bullets fly amid the battle of Torreon, Villa exposes a blasphemous cult commanded by the shadowy Dr. Nyarla, who unleashes Lovecraftian abominations to devour Mexico's very soul. Flanked by the unyielding soldadera Petra Herrera, the enigmatic alchemist Sabia, and the cynical German expatriate Alaman, Villa wages a desperate war against multiplying shadows and forbidden rituals, but as ancient whispers grow louder, one chilling question looms: can this revolution endure the apocalyptic darkness it has unleashed? There's a lot going on there, but it also sounds really fun. It kind of reminds me of like Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter, and things like that. Those are always real fun. So this is the Kanan White A cover. There's a Guillermo Villarreal cover and a Hector Rodriguez III homage variant. So that's your rider.
Okay, very cool. Well, next up we have issue number 2 of The Horror of Godzilla. Issue number 1 of this was a lot of fun.
It was good.
And not a whole lot of new information about this one. It just says, who unleashed Godzilla upon mankind? We learn more about the 2 scientists who pushed their experiments too far and watch as humanity paid the consequences. So we know the one scientist is on trial for this. We don't know where the other scientist is, but we're kind of learning the story of how we got there. I like this really big chin Godzilla.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for issue number 2. Number 1 was great. You don't have to have been reading any of the Keisai era Godzilla books to read this one, because it's just it's a prequel, but also kind of like a Godzilla 1954 Elseworlds book of like, what if it like we built upon the framework that was there.
Yeah, you don't have to have read anything. If you know who Godzilla is and what Godzilla is, you could read it. That's all you need.
Yeah, so very cool. We sold out of this almost immediately. This is your A cover. There is a B cover by Smith. This is the movie homage cover. And they are doing a second printing of number 1. So if you missed out, you can still get in right at the ground floor for this one. And it comes out the same day as number 2, so you can be all caught up in a day.
I like when they do that. You can get it all at once. All right, this is Mask number 4, and this issue's cool because this is going to introduce Dusty Hayes, who was another one of the more mainstay characters in the original cartoon. He drove Gator, which is the orange Jeep that the chassis could open, and then a boat would fly out of it. So he's gonna get introduced here. And Dusty Hayes, are you ready to save the world? When an out-of-control Venom agent sets fire to New Orleans, can Dusty Hayes and Matt Tracker stop the destruction without the loss of lives? So I'm very excited to see another Mask operative be introduced. This is the Pipar A cover. There's a J. Anacleto and Romulo Fajardo Jr. cover. There is a Howard Porter and Romulo Fajardo Jr. cover. And then we have Mask number 1, the 3rd printing. So if you haven't got it yet, you can still get number 1. There's also the 2nd printing of number 3. Little bit of a spoiler for
I guess they're kind
3.
of like it's out there now, so we're putting it on the cover.
Yeah, right. So that is a Baron Karza from the Micronauts, which was a big surprise in number 3. And then there's also this cover, which also has Baron Karza from the Micronauts. This is also the 2nd printing of number 3. So 2 different covers for the number 3 2nd printing.
And this is from J.H. Williams.
From J.H. Williams. I don't know if there's a number 2.
Yeah, it's like they maybe just because this was a bigger issue, they just jumped straight to this. But this series is great.
Yep.
Especially like I don't know a whole lot about Mask other than visually, and this series is really doing it for me. So
It just bugs me that the mask operatives don't seem to get along with each other. But maybe they'll come together
see,
at
I don't
some
know anything
point.
about it. I want them to hate each
Oh no,
other.
no, that's no.
They throw tomatoes at
Yeah.
each other. Well, next up we have The Deadman #4, and this is going to be really cool if you've read issue #3, because in this one it says "As below, so above."
Okay.
So in the last one, Deadman went to a very interesting version of hell that was almost more, I don't know, surreal experience than like a place. Well, this one, Boston Brand must balance the scales and make his way to that other place. But this ain't the heaven you know. Prepare for an Elysium like you've never seen before. And having read #3, I have no idea what it's going to be. It could be just a series of white pages, and or it could be walls of text. I don't know, because this series will do crazy things. But this week it was announced that this series got extended to 12 issues. So this would have been, 2 issues before the last, because it would be 6 issues, but now it is going to be 12. So there's no telling where this story is going to go. We've got our A cover here. We've got a Chris Brenner variant. We've got a Hayden Sherman variant. That one's really fun. He's mopping up some
Yeah.
souls. And a Chloe Brailsford variant.
And what did it say? As below, so above.
Yeah.
Also unrelated, if you have never seen the horror movie As Above, So Below, the found footage horror movie, that's
Yeah.
really good too. So that made me think of that. All right, this is Mega Man Gear Masters #1. This is going to be a 5-issue series. This is written by Travis Maiden and the art is by Ryan Jampol. With the threat of a new batch of Robot Masters, Dr. Light has upgraded Mega Man using the prototype Double Gear system. Problem is, Dr. Wily, who is the Double Gear's creator, wants it back by any means necessary. So Mega Man's gonna maybe get some new abilities or something like that. So this is the A cover by Ryan Jampol. That's your interior artist. There's a Tavis Maiden variant. That's the writer. That's a
Yeah.
Tavis. That's a Travis or Tavis. There's no
It's
R.
Tavis,
Sorry,
yeah.
Tavis. There's a Jeffrey Cruz variant, which a very nice Iron Man homage, and a blank variant.
Well, next up, we got some continuing stories. We're going to kick it off with The Punisher issue #8. And this is part of the back and forth between Deadpool and Punisher that is going on, continuing the Deadpool crossover. But who is setting these two up on their collision course? So
Thanos. He's doing it with Bullseye.
He's just throwing money
Yeah,
everywhere.
right.
This is going to be a really fun crossover between these two. So if you're getting one or the other and you want to read the whole story, make sure you get the other part. This is your A cover. There's a crossover logo variant. There's a Gerhiru Fall Fantasies variant, which, he's just enjoying the
I
fall
love.
weather.
He's got a pumpkin bucket for all of his guns.
Yeah. And we have the Jose Maria Casanovas 4-part connecting variant. And we've got a Philip Tan variant.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's cool.
Punisher looks great in that one. This is Doomquest #4. I've been enjoying this series. So in this one, Doom finds his consciousness within his childhood self. But now, with the knowledge of what is to come, Doom has the chance to do things differently and better. He can make different choices. He can win different battles rather than travel an ocean to study in America, where he would meet his hated rival Reed Richards, and become disfigured. He can stay in his home country with his first and only love, a beautiful and clever young Latvian woman named Valeria. It's a journey to the center of Victor Von Doom himself as he discovers how wildly different his life could have gone and the price he must pay to keep such victories. So this has been a really fun series, very quantum leap. His consciousness is jumping from time to time, figure to figure, and he can't leave until he accomplishes some task.
Isn't it weird that he's in love with a girl named Valeria, considering his goddaughter is Valeria?
Yeah, I don't know the backstory behind that. I don't know if was she named? Did Reed Richards name her after?
No.
I don't know the backstory. I feel like I should know that. I feel like a poser now. So this is the A cover. There's a David Mack, Mary Jane Watson cover. Is that another one of the 60th anniversary? The Mary Jane.
I think so. Yeah.
There's a Luciano Vecchio homage variant, a Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls variant. I love Doom with the fur, with the fur collar. There's a Paco Medina Pixar 40th anniversary variant.
Toy Story 5.
Yeah, and a Steve Rude variant.
So rude.
Mm.
Next up, we have The Dirt Beneath the Devil, number 2. Number 1 came out a couple weeks ago. It was really, really cool. Well, number 2, uh, there is a gruesome death that shatters the uneasy peace among the heirs of William Buckley's fortune as all of these heirs are traveling back to his home farm. Is it the horse that's doing this? I don't
I
know.
don't know.
It really seemed like they're setting the horse
Yeah.
up to be some kind of evil, demonic entity, but we'll have to read issue number 2 to really see the direction the story is going. But Dan Panosian writing it. The first one was a lot of fun.
That horse has 2 eyes on the side of its face. Right? Isn't it right there and there? It looks like it's crying blood out of, or streaming
Oh,
blood out of both. So that seems creepy for a horse to
I
have
don't
2
know.
eyes.
Yeah,
Instead of 2 eyes, it's like 2 eyes over
like a
here and
flounder.
yeah, over here. Yeah.
So we've got our A cover here. There's a Derek Robertson
Oh,
cover
he's only got 2 eyes there though.
and a Becky Cloonan cover. With a mouth though that goes all the way.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Oof. This is Vampyrates number 3. Vampire sharks, ghost typhoons, giant spiders. Oh my. Threats abound, and to top it off, a mutiny looms on the horizon. Will Nira throw her lot in with the disgruntled crew for the overthrow of Captain Akeo? Or will her plans be derailed by an unexpected visitor from her past? And you read the first issue.
Yeah.
I don't think the second one has
Second
come
one
out
hasn't
yet.
come out yet,
But
but
you liked the first one.
yeah, it was very cool, very world building.
Yeah. So this is the Pizzari A cover. There is a Puebla cover. There is a it's an FOC reveal. It just says TBA. I can't tell who that. Oh, that's a Danny cover.
Oh, Danny, yeah.
And an unlimited variant from Pizzari. Oh, that's like a almost like
It's like the A cover,
yeah,
but
like a virgin
selective
cover.
color.
Yeah.
And next up, we have Masters of the Universe Origins number 2. This is going to be a 12 issue, I guess, maxi series as we continue the retelling of the classic origin stories of the most iconic characters. Even though it does kind of seem like one narrative, at least with the first one with Skeletor kind of telling a little bit of his backstory, but it did look like the next one goes on where he is, he's got a plan in action that he is taking over Eternia. So this is not in the movie universe. This is in general Motu universe. So if you enjoyed the first one, don't miss this one. We've got our A cover here by Mark Buckingham and a Gavin Smith variant.
This is the accessories number 2. Number 1 came out this week. It was a lot of fun. And in this one, this is going to be a 4-issue series, so we're halfway there with this. This one's about Renfield, who is the apprentice of Dracula. And after disappointing his master once again, Renfield realizes that he must escape the Count and fight back against his addiction to blood. But can he? He's desperate to get Dracula's voice out of his mind and his blood out of his veins. So he heads to the morgue only to find that he's not the only one whose blood is boiling. And if you read the first issue this week, he did pop up near the end. So it sounds like this issue is going to run parallel with the first issue, and then they're going to meet up at the end. So this is the A cover, and there is an Ashley Witter cover.
Yeah, we sold out of this day one.
Really?
So yeah,
Oh, nice. I thought it was fun. And Patrick Piazzalunga is the artist whose work I love, and David Dasmalchian, Leah Williams is the writer. They're great. Like, this was fun.
Well, next up we have Absolute Green Lantern issue number 18, and we wrapped up a big story in the previous issue. So this one going forward, Jo now understands the harsh reality of this intergalactic war she finds herself in the middle of, but is she ready for the horrors that lurk in the unseen? So looks like we're getting some manhunters.
I was going to say, are those manhunters?
They kind of look like manhunters.
Yeah.
Who knows where this is going next?
Shirtless manhunters, I guess.
But yeah, so I'm interested to see now that we've kind of wrapped up the stuff with Mogo where we are going next. So this is your A cover by, of course, John Oy Lindsay. We have a Gia Domenico variant. We have a Murakami variant and a Miko Suyin variant. And next up, we got a cover gallery of some cool covers to show you.
Starting with Supergirl Survive number 4. This is the Taryn Clark variant, and we have a Sweeney Boo variant. I like that one.
Also, we have Wolverine number 27. This is the Netho Diaz Fall Fantasies cover. I mean, he's probably there with Punisher doing that. They're having a good old time.
Punisher's like right over there.
Yeah.
You know, it's a connecting. No, there should have been a connecting.
They should have been.
The whole thing should have been a connecting series. That would have been great.
Then we have a Saja Shah variant with, I don't know who that is.
Is that?
That might be that one where they like show like the mutants from the past. It
Maybe.
kind of looks like
I'm
that.
not sure. We have Iron Man #9. This is the Alex Ross Timeless variant featuring Hellcat. This should have been a cover like 2 runs ago when they got engaged or something. They were together for a while. And we have a Dave Raposa variant.
And next up, we've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 22. This one is really cool. This is the Marinkovic variant. There is a Jim Rugg variant. There's a Mirka and Dolfo cover.
Nice. That doesn't look. Oh no, never mind. I was thinking Peach Momoko. Sorry.
Yeah, no, Mirka and Dolfo. And then there is an Ito variant for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder number 12. Ito's getting really big doing those G.I. Joe second printings
Yeah.
and spreading themselves through a bunch of different series. Very cool one.
We have Red Sonja, She-Devil with a Sword number 5. This is the Lucio Perillo cover. We have a Joseph Michael Linsner cover and a Mike Ruth cover.
And we've got Rook Exodus number 11.
Nice.
This is the Brian Hitch and Brad Anderson Geiger 25th anniversary variant.
Nice Marvel homage to their 25th anniversary covers.
And there is the Kale New Connecting cover that is continuing. This time with the Serpent Lady, which is really creepy.
Yep.
And we got a bookshelf to talk about. Starting off with Invincible Universe Battle Beast, Volume 2. So this is going to collect 7 through 12. So this wraps up the second story arc or the second year or whatever of Battle Beast. And then they're going to take their probably 6-month break before coming back with volume number 3. So you can get caught up right here with number 2. But this is the direct market exclusive Ryan Otley cover, so you can only get this at comic book stores like ours. And then there is the regular edition, also by Ryan Otley.
All right, so earlier on we talked about the special Batman Day book, but we have some other Batman Day books as well, and these are able to be pre-ordered now. These are on the website to pre-order. This is the Batman Day 2026 hardcover for the current Matt Fraction Batman run. This is volume 1. It's a hardcover with this special. They call it a daylight variant dust jacket. It's an absolute Batman #1 homage
By Nick Dragotta.
By Nick Dragotta, yeah. So this collects Batman #1 through 6 of the Matt Fraction run. So that's the current run of Batman right now. And then we also have the Batman Day Batman 89 hardcover, and this is the first Batman 89. So this actually came out a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Not the book, but the story did. This is going to be $29.99 and collects all 6 issues of the original Batman 89 from a couple of years back.
It includes the digital code for the movie. That's pretty rad.
Oh, that's cool. I did not see that on there. That's neat. I like that. And we have the Batman Day Dark Knight Returns Deluxe Edition hardcover. This is going to be $44.99. Obviously, it collects all 4 issues of Batman to Dark Knight Returns, plus a new afterword by Frank Miller, a tribute cover gallery featuring artwork by Jim Lee, Jock, and others, and even more than that. So,
and you get the code for the animated movies for
oh,
Dark
very
Knight
nice.
Returns.
We're both of them.
Yeah,
wow, that's really cool too. Yeah, so Dark Knight Returns has been collected a million times. I think I have like 4 different editions of it, but here's a nice new hardcover with all in one.
And next up, we have Absolute Superman Volume 3. This is going to collect issues 15 through 21. So we are, what are we on right now? Are we 21?
The one that came out today was 22.
22,
or
so...
Wednesday, not
22. Yeah, so this butts right up against where we currently are. So, yeah, it's not like this comes out the same day you can get caught up.
No, it was 23 that came out on Wednesday.
23.
Because it's a new story arc goes 23, 24, 25.
Right.
Yeah, so it's 23 from this week, yeah.
But we have a lot of people stopping in and being like, when does volume 3s of all these come out? Well, they are starting to roll out now. So there is your regular edition, your hardcover for $29.99, and then there is the paperback for $19.99.
And then we have Mortal Thor, or Thor if you're nasty, trade paperback volume 2, Come at the King. This is going to be $17.99, and then it collects Mortal Thor numbers 6 through 10. I have been having a blast with this series. Most of it is Sigurd Jarlsson, who is essentially a non-powered Thor going up against a lot of Thor's rogues gallery and finding ways to win, come out on top. It's so good. Tons of action. He's got a hammer on a rope and he's slinging it and he's pulling it back. This is a blast.
How much was it?
$17.99.
Very cool. And I gotta talk about it every time these are on here. This is the Star Wars: The Clone Wars Legends Omnibus. So Tales exploring a pivotal era of the Star Wars history finds the Republic rocked by war. So this is really cool if you are a fan of Clone Wars, the animated show. This is what the Clone Wars was before we got the show. So as the galaxy descends into conflict, separatists target the Republic's crucial cloning facility, and only a squadron of starfighters and battalion of Jedi-led clone troopers stand in the way. Meanwhile, Naboo, home of Padme Amidala, is the next separatist target. How will General Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker react to the Clone Wars begin? With the battle rages, Mace Windu struggles to reunite the divided Jedi. Peacemaker Shakti goes on the offensive. Aayla Secura heads undercover. Yoda holds the fate of a world in his hands, and Count Dooku pulls all the strings. Anakin finds himself behind enemy lines alongside Tusken Raider turned Jedi. But where is Obi-Wan? Perhaps Dark Jedi Asajj Ventress has the answer. Meanwhile, pirates plague Senator Bail Organa, and Quinlan Voss infiltrates Count Dooku's inner circle. All that plus Darth Maul lives. So, tons of story in here. Collect Star Wars Republic from 2002, 49 through 67. One of my favorite Star Wars series. What got me, even before Blackest Night got me into comics, I was getting Star Wars Republic. Star Wars Jedi Mace Windu, Shakti, Aayla Secura, Count Dooku, Yoda, Darth Maul, Death Sentence, material from Star Wars Tales, 14, 19, 22, Star Wars Visions. So this has Visionaries. So this has so much in it. If you are a Clone Wars fan, I strongly suggest picking this up, seeing how these events played out before we got the show. So you see a lot of events that are similar, but in a kind of a darker, twisted way. This is your Dave Dorman direct market cover, which is really cool with Maul and Savage. And then there's the Jan Duursema cover. And this is by people like John Ostrander, Hayden Blackman, Tom Taylor. Like a lot of names you know now back when they were working on Star Wars books.
So you just rattled off a whole bunch of stuff that this collects, and it's only $100.
Yeah.
Which for an omnibus with that much stuff in it, that's actually really good.
It's really good. And this is a volume 1, so this is not like,
Yeah.
I'm talking about volume 5. You can get this and get the beginnings of all of these stories. And we got some new printings to talk about, just a couple, starting with
Fort Psycho #1 is getting a second print. #1, the first print came out this week, and I really liked it a lot. I thought I would like it going in, but after I read it, I was like, that was even better than I thought. It was a little bit different than what I thought it was going to be, but in a good way. So I was really happy with this first issue, and so if you missed it, you can grab the second print.
and
Oh yeah, sorry, this is mine too. Chachu #1 is also getting a second print. #1, the first print came out this week as well. I also really like this. This is written by Aman Vellani of Miss Marvel fame. It's kind of a crime noir story, but also borrowing a little bit from her experiences as a young Canadian Pakistani girl coming to America, and yeah, very cool stuff.
we also have If Destruction Be Our Lot is getting a bunch of other printings. So this is #1, the third print. We have the #2 second print and the #3 second print, which all have new covers and are very, very cool. Great series, continues to be really, really fun. So you can get basically caught up with these 3 issues, because I don't think 4 has come out yet. So that is it for Comics from the Future. Thank you so much for watching. Head over to infinityflux.net right now. Start placing your pre-orders for these books that release around
Beginning to middle of September.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah. So that way you are guaranteed to get them and you don't have to worry about them selling out. You'll have yours pre-ordered. Again, that Batman of Two Worlds. Keep checking the website,
Not now. I mean, like,
yeah.
Tail end of August, 1st of September. Yeah.
Or even the day of release, you will be able to get it if you want it. But it sounds really cool. There's so many other great books that we talked about. Super important you do your pre-orders. That is your way of voting what you want to see more of. That lets the publisher know what you want to see more of. That's how books like Deadman go from 6 issues to 12. Or Absolute Green Arrow gets
Mm-hmm.
extended. It's because of those pre-order numbers, not sales numbers within the store, but pre-order numbers. That's why this is so important. So again, make sure to like and subscribe to the video. We've got so many other videos coming up on the channel very, very soon.
Including our comic preview video, our top 10 quick picks video, and our preview video that we usually put out on Monday. Next week will be on Tuesday. That's my fault. I have to move my son to college on Monday, so it's a pretty big deal. I haven't quite come to terms with it yet, but won't be around on Monday, but we will have that up on Tuesday early afternoon.
Yep. So until then, thank you so much for watching, and until next time,
See ya.